What's going on, Aurora Alliance, and welcome back to a brand new Star Wars Battlefront best class setup, or best loadout setup for the Bespin DLC. So right now the Bespin DLC pack is available for everybody who has Star Wars Battlefront. If you've actually purchased it, you can purchase it through the Season Pass, or you can buy it on its own for around $10. For everyone who has that, I have a class setup for you that I feel works really well, because lately I've been really struggling to play well on Bespin, especially in the new game mode Sabotage, where the maps are a lot smaller and it feels like it's a lot more action packed, because there can be up to 32 players in these maps, and these maps are quite small, so there's people running everywhere, there's explosions, there's blaster bolts being fired about. It's really chaotic, so to find a class setup that works really well in that game mode is quite difficult. What I've noticed while playing the Bespin DLC, especially in Sabotage and the smaller game modes like Drop Zone, Droid Run, Blast and Sabotage, is that there's a lot of people using explosive star cards and the explosive pickups that are around the map. For instance, you see a lot of people using impact grenades, thermal detonators, bowcasters and barrage. There's also a lot of explosive shots, so you are going to take a hell of a lot of damage no matter what you do when playing the Bespin DLC on the smaller maps. As for the larger maps like Walker Assault and Supremacy, it's the same sort of loadout that I'd recommend to use: the Bacta Bomb, the Pulse Cannon, the Jump Pack, Personal Shield or Adrenaline Stim, along with the Berserker trait or the Bounty Hunter trait. So that is all great for the larger game modes, but trying to use that type of class setup on the smaller game modes isn't going to work. Like I said, there's a lot more people now than there was before, so there's a lot more damage being thrown about, so you are going to die really quickly. However, thanks to you guys, the Aurora Alliance, and friends who have been helping me figure out what to actually use in the Bespin DLC, I've come up with a loadout which I've found works really well compared to what I was using before. So first off, I'm going to start by saying that you should use the Barrage or the Bowcaster. I prefer the Bowcaster because you have a bit more control over it. When you charge it up, wherever it hits, it explodes immediately and kills whoever is in front of it or causes them damage. The Barrage it's good because it has quite a wide blast radius, because there is 3 shots fired out of it, but it takes time to go off, and in that time the enemies you're shooting at could easily turn around, see you and kill you, or at least cause you damage, making you easier for someone else to then come along and kill. Where with the Bowcaster, if you charge it up and you see them and they see you, you let go of your Bowcaster and you kill them outright, and then that is it. They can't turn around and kill you in the time it takes the Bowcaster bolts to hit them. It's more of a sort of instant impact when you use the Bowcaster compared to the Barrage, but obviously you have to charge the Bowcaster up, so it depends what you prefer, but I'd really recommend using the Bowcaster. For the second star card, I'd recommend using the trustworthy Bacta Bomb, because it's going to give you a health boost and replenish your health when you are weak. Like I said, you take a lot of damage on this Bespin DLC pack, especially on the smaller game modes, and the health takes a very long time to regenerate. I personally don't like waiting around for my health to regenerate, so if I have the Bacta Bomb in my loadout, I can just throw that down, I get my health replenished, and I also get a health boost, which keeps me going for even longer. As for charge star cards, I'd really recommend using the Scan Pulse for the Bespin DLC pack in the smaller modes again, because it helps you see where everybody is, and with there being so many people on the map, you don't really know where everyone is all the time. Where with the Scan Pulse, it puts out a pulse burst every few seconds, which lasts for 9 seconds when you have it upgraded, so you get a good idea of where a lot of people are on the map, so it makes you getting kills a lot easier compared to if you don't use the Scan Pulse, because obviously you don't have as good of an idea of where everyone is. So as you can see from the gameplay on screen, I am playing really well. I'm not the best player in Star Wars Battlefront, I will hold my hands up to that, but with this loadout it helps me get a lot of kills and cause a lot of damage without dying so much compared to normal. Maybe this class setup will work for you, maybe it won't. It is down to your personal preference at the end of the day and how you actually play. But for blasters in this loadout, I'd really again recommend using the A280C. The A280C is a brilliant blaster at long and short ranges. It can kill anyone at pretty much any range, and it has a really consistent damage. I tend to have my best games when I use the A280C, but I have used it most of my time while playing Star Wars Battlefront, so I've got used to this weapon. But I do believe the A280C in Star Wars Battlefront is a very underrated weapon. If you prefer close ranges, then I'd really recommend using the SE14C, the DH17, or the EE4, because they're all really good close range weapons. They're just not so good at longer ranges, but you might be able to get used to them to make them work at really long ranges. So as a quick recap guys, the class setup I'd really recommend using is the Bowcaster, the Bacta Bomb and Scan Pulse, along with your choice of weapon between the A280C, DH17, SE14C or the EE4, and that is at close ranges. Obviously at long ranges, like I've said, I'd stick to the standard sort of loadouts that I have recommended in the past. If you've liked this video, then smash a like on it, and if you've used this class setup, let me know down in the comment section what you think about it. If you're new to the channel, then make sure to subscribe to join the Axrora Alliance and be kept up to date with all things Star Wars. Other than that, may the Force be with you.